two up on the ridge. So let's see if we can get a shot on that one. Miss. Hit. Hit. Another hit, and tank's taken out. Tank destroyer there. Hi guys, and welcome to World of Tanks Review. Today, I'm reviewing the Type 5 Kiho Tier 4 light tank in the Japanese line. This is not a bad tank, as you can see. I've actually decided to keep this a permanent tank. It's permanently camouflaged, and I have my skull and helmet marked on here, so it's not a bad tank overall. Let's show you the tech tree on this line. Of course, you start off with the Tier 1, you go to the Tier 2, Tier 3, and the Tier 4, and this is the end of the line of the light tanks. And then you go down to the medium Tier 5 Type 3 Chi-Nu. I recommend one line that you definitely want to go down is the Japanese line. It's an easy line to go down, and if you like medium tanks, it's actually a good line to go down. They can do some good damage, and if you play them right, they do a lot of damage. The Japanese line has one good thing about it. It has excellent guns. Most of them are pretty accurate, but the best thing about the gun, it has excellent elevation and actually has excellent gun depression, so you can get those shots that most tanks aren't able to get. So that's one of the good things about the Japanese line. Now, the bad thing about the Japanese line, there's no armor on these tanks, and we'll see that here in a second. Okay, now this Tier 4 is not the fastest Tier 4 light tank in the Tier 4 bracket, but it actually does pretty good. Let's take a look at the specs on this tank. Let me blow that up so you can see that a lot clearer. It does have 340 hit points. Engine horsepower is 150. Now the speed on this is 50 kilometers per hour. Sorry guys, 50 kilometers per hour. So it does have some good speed on, but like I said, it's not the fastest light tank out there. Now the traverse speed on this thing is 60 degrees per second. So basically, you can almost turn on a dime on this thing. So this tank is actually pretty maneuverable, and once you get it going, it is actually pretty good to run. Now, this is where I was talking about. It doesn't have much in the way of armor. It has 80, 16, and 12 on the hull, and 30, 20, and 16. And that's the whole Japanese line. They don't have much armor on these tanks, but they are actually pretty good tanks overall. We'll go over the gun a little bit later. The traverse speed on the turret is 36 degrees per second. View range on this is 340 and 550 on the signal range. So that's the specs on this thing. Let's take a look at the gun real quick. Blow that up for you. And the gun on this thing is not a bad little gun at all. It's a 57 caliber gun. Rate of fire on this is 25 rounds per minute, which is actually a lot of rounds in 1 minute. Average penetration is 87, 131, and 29. Average damage on this is 75, 75, and 100. Now, the accuracy on this is not as good as the rest of the guns in this line, but it is actually still pretty accurate at .42 at 100 meters. Aiming time on this is 2.3 seconds. It fires two types of AP rounds, and you can carry high explosives on this. Now, that's the tank. That's the gun. Let me close that up. Let me show you what I have, how I have this equipped. I have enhanced gun springs, which gives me 10% to the suspension, and gives me 20% to durability and 50% on hull damage caused by suspension damage from during impact. So I recommend on your light tanks where you're going to do a lot of spotting and maneuverability, I always recommend getting enhanced springs. I always recommend getting improved ventilation This gives you a +5 to all your crew members, so their skills actually improve a little bit more. And there's, along with the exterior camouflage paint, I recommend getting the camouflage net. So if you are going to be doing some sitting behind passive, that's where I'm thinking of. I'm sorry. If you're going to be doing some passive scouting, I always recommend giving you the camouflage net, because it does give you a 25% boost to your camouflage rating, along with your exterior painting, and if you have your crews, like you can see here, my crews are actually learning camouflage. And one thing I do recommend is, once you get this tank researched 100%, hit your crew acceleration and grind your crews up as high as you can on these tanks. So this is not a bad tank overall. I've enjoyed playing this tank, and I've actually have had some good success with this tank. As a matter of fact, I do have this tank in action. So let's take a look at the clip. I will see you all on the other side. Hi guys, and welcome to World of Tanks. Buddy 1927. Today I'm in my Type 5 Keiho, which is the Japanese Tier 4 light tank. And let's see what map we're on. We are on Pearl River. We have a 49% chance of winning. I kind of like this tank. It doesn't do well in climbing up a hill, but going on flat surfaces and stuff like that, this is actually a good spotter tank, and also a good passive scout. Kind of like using it for scouts, and you can also do some damage shooting too. And we're going up, see what we can see, what's coming up this way. So you can see over this little village over there. Okay, got one tank. They spotted the light tank. They haven't spotted me yet. Let's see if I can do some damage. Shot and miss. Shot again. And got a dead tank moving. Let's see what we can find. Let's see where it's going. There's no arty. Oh yeah, yeah, I think there is an arty in the game. Okay, we got a couple tanks there. We got one up on the ridge. Two up on the ridge. So let's see if we can get a shot on that one. Miss. Hit. Hit. Another hit, and the tank's taken out. Let's see, you got a tank destroyer there. Hit. Hit. And miss there. We got a couple more tanks. I'm taking a couple hits. We got a ricochet shot. Let me see if I can take it at a different angle. And use this terrain a little bit. Another hit. Another hit. Miss. Another hit. Another hit. And got a kill. Commander's out. Took out a second tank. And my buddy's got the other one out. Looks like we've kind of cleared that. Got somebody shooting at us. Oh, there he is. See if I can get a shot on him. And he's been taken out by the tank destroyer. Score's 12-6 right now. Sorry, guys. Follow this Hitzer. See if I can get in front and light some stuff up for him. See if there's anybody else. And hey, it scores 14-7. We got one tank left. So far, I've had 2 kills. Where's this last tank? There he is. And I found the dirt.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And taking out the last tank. And as you can see, guys, that was definitely a victory. Overall, you can see the stuff I've won. I got Tanker First Class, Reaper, Sharpshooter, and Master Gunner. And I shot a total of 23 times with 17 hits for a 73.91 hit ratio. So that's not bad at all. Let's take a look at the team score. And on the team score, I actually have top damage. 986 with 3 kills. Next closest one was Chi-He, which is also a Japanese tank, with 544 and 2 kills. So the 2 Japanese tanks on that side did the most damage overall. So the next closest on the other side, their top damage was in the M37, and he did 638 with 2 kills. So let's take a look at the overall stats. And as you can see with the overall stats, again, I shot 23 times, had 17 direct hits, 15 penetration for a total of 986 in damage. I received 4 hits, which all 4 were penetration. I got credit for spotted 3 vehicles. I damaged 5 and destroyed 3. And got an assist for 300. Got a couple bonuses out of there. After ammunition and repair vehicles, made 43,574. Now this was a ×5 weekend, so a total of 6,215 points went straight to my crew because I have crew acceleration checked off. So that wasn't bad at all, guys. Now the Japanese tank line is actually a good line. This was the tier 4 light tank, which is the top light tank that they have in that line. It's a good spotter, and it can also do some damage, as you can plainly see. The gun is actually pretty good. It's not as accurate as the other guns in the Japanese lines, but it does have good elevation and good depression. The only drawback with this tank and the whole Japanese line is that there's not much armor, so you got to learn how to protect this tank as much as possible. And in this clip, you saw that I did as much as I could to protect the tank. So, if you like this video, please like us on YouTube. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video, and you all have a good day. And save some tanks on the battlefield for me.